Welcome to this short informational video on two of the major cybersecurity threats, cryptojacking and ransomware. Whether you're a casual internet user, a student, or someone working in tech, understanding these threats is crucial. We'll explore what these attacks are, where they come from, how they happen, and what you can do to protect yourself. Let's get started. Let's begin with a quick definition. Cryptojacking is when an attacker secretly uses your device's processing power to mine cryptocurrency. The user usually has no idea it's happening. You might notice your laptop heating up or slowing down, but that's it. Ransomware, on the other hand, is more direct and disruptive. It locks or encrypts your files and demands payment to restore access, usually in cryptocurrency. What makes both so dangerous is how quietly they infiltrate systems, often going unnoticed until it's too late. And they don't just affect individuals, businesses, schools, and hospitals are targeted too. These aren't entirely new problems, but they've evolved significantly. Cryptojacking gained traction in 2017 alongside the rise of Monero, a privacy-focused cryptocurrency. It became especially popular after Coinhive launched a JavaScript miner that could run in web browsers. Initially, it was meant to offer websites a new revenue model, one that didn't rely on ads. But people started using it without consent, turning it into a widespread threat. Ransomware goes back even further. The first example was in 1989, but it was the 2017 WannaCry attack that truly brought it to public attention. WannaCry infected over 200,000 computers in more than 150 countries. That attack alone cost billions in damages and forced many organizations to rethink their security policies. So how do these attacks actually work? For cryptojacking, attackers can inject a small JavaScript code into the websites. When someone visits the page, their device starts mining cryptocurrency like Monero for the attacker. The mining happens quietly in the background, using the visitor's CPU. In other cases, cryptojacking spreads through infected software. Once installed, it runs silently and drains system resources. Ransomware, in contrast, often starts with a phishing email. These emails may contain a malicious link or attachment. Once opened, the malware activates, encrypts files, and displays a ransom note. Some ransomware strains now also steal data before encrypting it, giving attackers more leverage to extort money. And many of these attacks are automated, fast, and leave victims with very few options. Attackers often use tools that evade antivirus detection, making early prevention even harder. Both types of attacks carry major consequences. With cryptojacking, the financial cost comes from increased electricity usage, reduced system performance, and even long-term damage to hardware due to overheating. A single infected system running 24/7 can silently burn resources and rack up power bills. Even though users aren't paying ransoms in this case, the hidden cost adds up quickly, especially in companies running multiple machines. Ransomware causes even more visible damage. Attacks on hospitals can delay surgeries or shut down patient systems. Schools may lose student records or be forced to pause classes. In 2021, ransomware-related damages worldwide crossed $20 billion. That includes not just ransom payments, but also recovery costs, lost revenue, and reputational damage. And for many small businesses, a single attack can be enough to shut down operations entirely. Beyond money, these attacks also cause stress, fear, and a loss of trust in digital services we rely on every day. Let's explore a real case, Coinhive. As mentioned before, Coinhive launched in 2017 as a JavaScript-based tool designed to help websites earn revenue by mining Monero using the CPUs of visitors' devices. The idea was to provide an alternative to ads. Users could support websites simply by staying on the page. At first, it sounded innovative and harmless, but the problem started when people began embedding Coinhive scripts into websites without the users or sometimes even the site owner's knowledge. Suddenly, browsers were hijacked to mine cryptocurrency in the background. Users experienced slow performance and overheated laptops, but had no clue why. This wasn't just limited to shady sites either. Coinhive was found on government portals, educational websites, and even YouTube ads. Some hackers even injected it into public Wi-Fi networks or compromised WordPress plugins. As the abuse grew, Coinhive was flagged by major antivirus tools and browser companies started blocking it entirely. Coinhive eventually shut down in 2019, but by then the damage had been done. It's a classic example of how even well-intentioned tech can be misused when there is no user consent or regulation. Now let's look at a high-profile ransomware case, the Colonial Pipeline attack. In May 2021, Colonial Pipeline, one of the biggest fuel suppliers in the US, was hit by a ransomware group known as DarkSide. Hackers gained access through a compromised VPN account that didn't have two-factor authentication. Once inside, they encrypted critical systems and demanded a ransom. Fearing a long disruption, Colonial Pipeline decided to shut down operations. That impacted fuel delivery across the East Coast, causing gas shortages, panic buying, and long lines at pumps. In total, the company paid $4.4 million in Bitcoin to the hackers to regain access. Even though US officials later recovered some of the funds, the event revealed how a single weak password and outdated security protocols could disrupt national infrastructure. The attack pushed the US government to release new cybersecurity directives for critical sectors like energy and transportation. It is a reminder that ransomware is not just a digital issue. It can affect entire communities and economies. Now that we know how these attacks work and what they have done, let's talk about how to stay protected. The first step is awareness. Many attacks happen because of simple human mistakes, clicking on the wrong email link or downloading something suspicious. So always think before you click. Make sure your operating systems, browsers, and antivirus tools are up to date. Regular updates often include patches for security holes that hackers try to exploit. For cryptojacking, keep an eye on your device's performance. If your computer suddenly slows down, the fan's always on, or the battery drains unusually fast, it could be a sign. Browser extensions like NoCoin or MinerBlock can help block cryptojacking scripts. For ransomware, regular backups are crucial. Store them offline or in a secure cloud that isn't connected to your main system. That way, even if you're attacked, you won't lose your data. Also, use strong, unique passwords and enable two-factor authentication whenever possible. And for organizations, employee training is essential. Many attacks start with one person opening the wrong file or clicking a fake link. Cyber hygiene may sound basic, but it's the first and most effective line of defense. To conclude, cryptojacking and ransomware are two very real and very dangerous cyber threats. They have evolved fast, targeting both individuals and major organizations. It can silently drain your device's resources or completely lock you out of your files until you pay up. In Hive's silent cryptojacking to the Colonial Pipeline's shutdown, we have seen how these attacks can start small but escalate quickly. The good news, with good cyber hygiene, updated software, and a bit of awareness, most of these threats can be prevented. Being safe online doesn't require fancy tools, just smart habits. Thanks for watching, and remember, cybersecurity isn't optional anymore. It's a part of your daily life.